There's a saying that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. But let me tell you, if you want to get to his pocket, then follow this our mouth-watering authentic Afang soup recipe. This Afang soup will make your dogo to spray you plenty money. You know why? Because in brain go yours they burst with plenty sweetness. Hello baby lovers, my name is Bibi Anaya. Welcome to Bibi's Kitchen. On today's episode, we are going to be making Afang soup. I've prepped all of my ingredients already to save time. So here we have our blended crayfish, we have our smoked fish, we have our shell periwinkle, we have our diced pomo, our stockfish, then we have our sea snail. The protein today that we are using is chicken and beef. I've diced my onions on it already to make it easier for me to boil. Then we have our oil. Please take note, anytime you want to make any nice tasting Afang soup, you need to get original palm oil. So when you go to the market to buy your palm oil, always have a test first to make sure that the test is okay, so that when you add it to your soup, palm oil determines the sweetness of your soup. And then my Afang is ready. So I pounded my Afang. I didn't blend it because I wanted to have a nice texture when eating it. And my water leaf, I wash it at home to remove all the sand, because water leaf, as you know, comes with a lot of sand. So I wash it thoroughly before I dice it into these tiny pieces. Then we have our seasoning and our salt, and we have extra blended pepper just in case I may need it to spice up the food a little bit. Now we can start cooking. So light up your gas, put your pot on the fire, then add your protein. Whatever protein you're using, you can use goat meat, you can use cow meat, you can use beef. So after you put your protein in the pot, add your seasoning, your onions, your Maggi. Then don't add water yet. Allow it to boil out a little bit before you add your water. After you add your water, stir it very well. And then you can add a little bit of spice to your taste to make sure that everything will soak in together. Then you stir it very well. Check your water. Your water is enough. Your pepper is enough. Your seasoning is enough. Your onions is okay. Then cover your pot and allow your meat to boil. My meat took about 15 minutes max for it to be properly soft and tender. Yours could be 20 minutes or 30 minutes depending on the kind of meat you're using. If you're using cow tail, that takes longer time to cook. If you're using goat meat, the male goat meat is easier to cook, but the female one seems to be tougher. So that takes a little bit longer. But chicken and beef, they don't take that much. After then, you can now add your periwinkle. Add all the at one. I added periwinkle first. I added my diced pomo, and I added my sea snail. And then I'm going to stir it so that the moisture from the beef can soak inside the periwinkle and the pomo and the sea snail, so that by the time you eat it, everything will give you fantastic taste. So everything becomes tasty. Allow it to boil for a while before you add your water leaf. So by the time you finish adding your water leaf, add every single thing. Please take a note, whenever you are making Afang soup or edikaikong, the water leaf always is a must be double the Afang or the edikaikong that you are cooking. There is a soft water leaf, the watery one, the agric one, and the native one. The native one are the tiny one. You see it's very tiny. And then the agric one is one that looks a little bit bigger and fresher. So the agric one contains a lot of water. A lot of people don't like too much water in their food, but that native one is not too much watery. At the same time, it's very tasty. We all know that water leaf is weed, but this is the one weed that is very, very essential, especially for the crust and Akwa Ibom people. So when you finish adding your water leaf, mix it together. Don't add water yet, because the water leaf will produce extra water. Join with the little water that was already in the meat. So you're going to now cover your pot and allow it to steam for about 3 to 4 minutes. Within 3 to 4 minutes, if you open that pot again, I assured you the aroma will be fantastic. Please emphasis on a very good quality oil. Oil determines the sweetness of your food, of your soup. Please, whenever you go to the market, taste your oil. You can see this one. You see how red it is. You see how red it is. See, the moment you put it, the face of your soup will change automatically. That is a very good quality. So please always check your oil. After you add your oil, you stir it a little bit, then you add your crayfish and then your dry fish and whatever other seasoning you are using. If you are using shrimps, this would have been the time for you to add your shrimps. And then you are going to stir it very well to make sure that the seasoning mix, and then you can test it to be sure that the soup spiciness, the seasoning, the salt and everything is okay. If everything is all okay, whatever else you have left, maybe you have remaining crayfish, turn it on. If you have any other thing that you need to put inside, you can put it here. Mix it with all the love in your heart, with all the happiness, and perceive the aroma of the food just boiling out. By the time we get to this level, your kitchen is already full of flavor, very, very good aromatic flavor. You see, the water is not much. I've not added water because the oil I added plus the water from the water leaf and the juice from the meat is enough. We need that palm oil to be well, so please give the palm oil maybe 5 to 6 minutes for it to cook properly. So you can now add your afang leaf in it and you check it. Your water is okay, everything is okay. By this time you can already start imagining what swallow you'll be taking with it, because I'm telling you, this is the soup that they used to marry wife. I'm not joking. This is odogo. This one is the food that when you finish eating, you just dab your sweat from your forehead like this, because the sweetness of this food, the richness. Oh my God, this food is in another level. Do not forget, your water leaf must be more than your afang, because afang naturally has a bitter taste. It's always like a little bit of bitterness. So if your water leaf is much, you absorb it and everything will just blend well. Water leaf is not okay. That is when you have the bitterness that most people always complain. So the bitterness will not come out here because my water leaf is really, really much. Now it's going to absorb all the afang and soften it very, very soft, that you won't even know that there is afang except for the aroma. That's the difference between the effic afang and the normal afang that you see. After then you stir it. So at this point, I can tell you, seasoning, check. Spice, check. Water, check. Maggi, checked. Spice level, check. Protein, check. Oh my God, sweetness of the soup, check. Afang, check. Water leaf, check. Everything, check. 100% check. Now our soup is ready. So please let me know where you're watching from and what swallow you'll be having with this. For some people they can do semo, you can do wheat, you can do gari, you can do fufu. Fufu tastes very, very delicious with afang. It goes very well. The same thing with poundo. And then everything is just mwah. So see you on my next video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more mouth-watering, exciting food. Bye.